Is your organization an AI-driven organization? And what does that even mean? About a year ago, Amazon in Australia surveyed leaders, CEOs, and other leaders from organizations all around the country, different industries, different sectors, and they asked them a number of questions about the impact of AI. And one of them was whether these leaders predicted their organization would be AI driven. And in fact, the date they chose was 2028. So that was 4 years from the time they did the survey. It's 3 years from now. Guess what percentage of leaders said that their organization will be AI driven by 2028? 30%? 50%? 70%? 90%. 90% of these leaders surveyed said their organization will be AI driven by 2028. So that's only now 3 years from now. But what does that mean? Well, I think there are two sides of AI and its impact in an organization. First of all, it doesn't mean that we're all going to be managed by robots and we'll be bowing down to our robot overlords. But there are two ways that AI is being used in organizations. And it's really useful to understand them because the best organizations are doing both. But some are only doing one, some are only doing the other. So the first way is that AI is embedded into the core operations of that organization. And we see many organizations doing that now. Banks are using AI to assess loan applications. Insurance companies are using AI to decide on premiums and to assess claims. In the healthcare sector, AI is being used to diagnose cancer and other diseases from scans, in pretty much in every other sector, even at different levels. So, for example, in many organizations, the HR professionals, their function is using AI to assess applications as a response to job ads, for example. So that's where AI is embedded in the core operation of the organization. And the key to this, even though they're all different applications, the key to this is that the people who are in the organization, they're kind of passively using AI. The AI does its work behind the scenes without people really being involved. Now, it might be the case that if an AI rejects an application for a loan, then a person will review it so that they have the human eye and the human mind on it as well. But essentially, the people are letting the AI do their work and maybe jump in and take over if necessary, or use the information from the AI as part of the decision-making process. That's good. That's good. And not all of the applications are good. I'm not necessarily endorsing any of them, but that use of AI is a good use of AI where you're using it to do some of the core operations that it's just too difficult for humans to do because the AI has a lot more power to be able to process a lot of data. The second side of AI in organizations is what we've seen in the last few years with ChatGPT and many of these large language models that are doing what's called generative AI. So this is people actually having the AI at their fingertips and using it for doing queries, getting answers to information. And this is the area that I think many organizations are still really slow in getting their people on board, especially because there's lots of changes in AI at the moment. So there are organizations where the people aren't even allowed to use ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot or any of these tools, even though they've been around for a few years now. And AI is growing exponentially since then. So for example, now we don't just have the ability to chat, we've got the ability to have agents. So you can have an agent that says, every day, every morning, give me a summary of the news reports that are relevant to my role. So these are called AI agents. They work independently of you and then give you information. Recently, OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, launched their deep research project where you can ask AI to do fairly complex and detailed research about a particular topic. At the moment, the catch is that's only available to the people who've got the upper level of ChatGPT, which is about 300 Aussie dollars a month. So, but some people have got that because they think it's worthwhile for doing their research. And just a few days ago, Perplexity, which is one of ChatGPT's rivals, created their own deep research feature, which is very similar to what ChatGPT does, and it's available free. So the free users can only use a few queries per day or per month. The paid users, you don't have to pay $300 a month to use it. The paid version of Perplexity is $30 a month, same as the lowest paid version of ChatGPT. And you've got access to this great research facility built into these generative AI models. So the reason I'm sharing this is because many organizations, when they say we're AI driven, they're only talking about that first side of AI, where they've embedded AI into their core processes. Nothing wrong with that, and I think that's a really good thing to do, but they're missing out on the opportunity to give their people really powerful access to AI in other things in their role. And I think that's a mistake. And the longer you wait to bring your people on that AI journey, the further you're going to fall behind. It's not too late, but it's also never too late to get started. And I really think if you're doing any sort of digital transformation, and AI is an example of that, it's got to be about people first and then the technology second. So what are you doing to bring your people on that journey? Because that's going to be an essential part of you being an AI-driven organization, or even just being competitive in this world where others are using AI and they might be AI-driven organizations and you're not. I'm running an online presentation soon. It's called People Powered AI. I run this every 6 months or so to bring people up to date with what's happening with AI, especially from the people side. So if you're a leader or a manager or a business owner and you're interested in the people side of AI in your organization, come along to this presentation. It's free. It's public, it's open to everybody, and feel free to invite other people to come along as well. I'm sure you'll get value from it. I'll see you in the future.